Hi, everybody. My name is Andres, and today I'm here with Yvonne, who's a part of the software team, and we will be talking about the capacitive sensor code.
Hi, Andres. Thank you for having me here.
Thank you so much for being here. So, Yvonne, would you be able to give us a brief code overview?
Yes, definitely. So the sketch we'll be going over today is the capacitive basic analog read sketch, and this lives inside the module 7 capacitive folder, and this is all inside the GLE 2023 folder. So what this sketch does is that it will continuously sample analog values from the capacitive sensor, and these readings from the capacitive sensor will be printed out.
Perfect. And for everybody watching, feel free to open up the code and follow along as we go. So next, we're going to be talking about the library inclusions. So which libraries will we need to be including for this sketch?
For this sketch, we'll just need to include one library, and that is the capacitive sensor library.
Now, once we have that library included, we can then move on to object initialization. So which objects will we need to be initializing?
We will need to initialize the capacitive sensor object. And to do this, we'll first have the type and then the sensor name and fill in the two arguments. So here the type is cap in capital letters, and then the sensor name is cap lowercase. And the first argument we have is the sensor ID, which is set to 2. And the second argument we have is the debug flag, which we set to 1 to enable the debug mode.
Perfect. And now that we have that object initialized, we can then move on to the capacitive sensor setup. So how would we go about setting up our sensor?
Yeah, so we will do that in the setup function, which is only executed once. And we will do that by beginning the serial communication, and we set the baud rate to 9600, and we'll do that using the serial.begin function. And next, we will begin the capacitive sensor by calling the begin function on the capacitive object that we have set up. And doing this will basically turn on the capacitive sensor before using it to collect data.
And now that we have our capacitive sensor successfully set up, we can then move on to the loop function, which will perform a basic analog read.
Yeah, in the loop function, it will execute repeatedly. First, we will get the raw data from the capacitive sensor by calling the getRawData function, and this is then stored to the variable raw data.
And now that we have our raw data stored within the raw data variable, we can perform a basic analog write, correct?
Yes, so we will do that by printing the data. So now that we have it stored, we can do a print line and have the print line print out the actual reading. And we will do that repeatedly every 100 milliseconds.
Perfect. And now that we've done that, we have successfully created a basic analog read and write sketch. So thank you, Yvonne. I've definitely learned a lot about the capacitive sensor, and I hope all of you have as well.
Thank you, Andres.